I've always felt like the black sheep of the family, and there are different types of black sheep. For me, I'm the broken, dramatic one with anger issues who has burned probably too many bridges that I can count, but I guess in a nutshell, that's bipolar. But I think this storyline is true for a lot of us who experience mental illness, not just bipolar disorder. Our relatives and friends and family members often don't understand. Sometimes it's because they've never experienced it and they just can't grasp it. For others, they were raised to believe it doesn't exist or that we should just get over it, and I wish that were true. A few examples stand out to me, and all of these examples have ultimately impacted my life. As a kid, I was angry. I had frequent blow-ups, frequent explosions. Everybody knew this about me and my family. Instead of seeking help, for me, they called me a brat. They said I was spoiled by my grandparents who took me in when my dad's house was unstable and my mom was never around. Their help was seen as favoritism, so I got labeled as a spoiled brat. But underneath, I was really just a sad, traumatized child expressing it through anger. As a teenager, I bounced around between different family members, all who vouched to try to save me. None of them ever did. One family in particular piled on expectations. It was Bible study at 6 a.m., school at 8, sports after school, and a few nights a week I was working from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. at night and then rinse and repeat. It completely wore me down. When I couldn't keep up, they said that I was being disrespectful. And when I told them that I felt like I needed more sleep than the average person, their response was, "I can function off of 4 hours of sleep, so can you." One night, they refused to drive me to work because I didn't go to Bible study early in the morning. I freaked out. I exploded. I couldn't understand why they demanded all these expectations of me when I was a troubled teen and I was struggling to overcome the traumatic things I had experienced in my childhood. A few days later, they moved my things out while I was at work one day, and it broke me. It completely shattered me, and I was back at my grandparents' house again. It reignited all of the previous abandonment wounds that I had been trying to heal and recover from. I told my grandmother that I felt unlovable, that I felt like something was wrong with me, and their response? They said I was doing it for attention. But they knew about my anxiety. They knew about my suicidal thoughts, yet gave up on me, as if all of that was normal. Years of being misunderstood has left me feeling like I don't fit in and I don't belong anywhere. Like if my own family can't love me, then who really can? I think part of why I doubt my diagnosis sometimes is because I hear their voices in the back of my mind saying, "You're just dramatic, you're just making it up, get over it." I've called my cousin and sister as an adult to come over to my house and just sit with me because I felt like I couldn't be alone. I've exploded in front of my family, even at my family at times. And the guilt afterwards is always so much worse than the actual explosion itself. So I've distanced myself, I've isolated myself, and I've burned a lot of bridges along the way. I've tried to repair some with mixed results and some doors have stayed closed, but I've tried to do what I can. And don't get me wrong, some of those bridges probably would have burned even if I wasn't bipolar, because every family has its own family dynamics, and I know personally my own family has their own traumas that they're working through. But maybe you felt this too. Maybe your family has said that you're making it up. Maybe they don't believe in mental health. Maybe they think you should just get over it. And maybe it's left you feeling unsupported and alone. I remind myself that their reaction reflects them, not me. Sometimes I even feel bad for them because the ones who say suck it up are usually the ones that are hurting the most underneath. But the only way I know how to change the narrative is to keep talking about it. And that's why I'm here. Let me know if you can relate. I hope you can't, because it's unfortunate, but I also know that a lot of us have faced the same things. Let me know what's worked for you, but you're not alone. Until next time.